Hello, good day everyone. I am teacher Francel Andrea Abaya, a pre-service teacher of Holy Cross of Davao College. And for today's video, we are going to talk about Introduction to Statistics, which is found on Math 7, Quarter 4, Module 1. To start up this session, let us have the learning objectives first. First, define statistics and the terms related to it. Second, formulate statistical instruments in the data collection. And third, give importance to the application of statistics in real life. So these learning objectives are expected to be met at the end of this session. For the contents of this video, we are going to talk about the introduction of statistics, of course. And we have the application of statistics in real life, the brief history of statistics, the different statistical terms, the levels of measurement, and the data collection methods. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung tinatawag natin na statistics? One important goal in studying mathematics is to apply it in problem solving, in measuring, and of course, in making meaningful information based from the data gathered through statistics. Ano nga ba yung meaning ng statistics? Statistics is a branch of mathematics which deals with the collection, organization, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data or information. So, sa statistics daw, we have here 5 processes: the collection, organization, presentation, analysis, and interpretation. Now, let's talk about the collection. So, collection refers to the process of gathering data or information. Shown in these pictures are example of collection methods. Later on, we are going to dig deeper on these collection methods, okay? So now we also have the organization and presentation, which refers to summarizing data into tables, graphs or charts. So, meron tayong tinatawag na a picture is worth 1,000 words. So, sa organization and presentation, dito pinapakita dito yung mga naka-table na, mga naka-graph na, naka-chart na mga based from the data gathered. Okay? Then we also have the analysis. This refers to describing the data using statistical methods and procedures. And the interpretation, which refers to the process of drawing conclusions based on the analyzed data. So yun po yung 5 steps or 5 processes when we are conducting statistics. Now, we also have the 2 major areas of statistics. We have the descriptive statistics and the inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics refers to the collection, presentation, and description of sample data, while inferential statistics refers to making decisions and drawing conclusions about the population. So kapag sa descriptive statistics, we are just describing the sample data. While sa inferential statistics, meron na tayong mga decisions, meron na tayong mga conclusions, mga predictions, and the like. So let's take a look at some examples. First, according to a recent survey, most Filipinos are still undecided on their choice for the next president. Now, ano sa tingin ninyo ito? Is it a descriptive or inferential? Now, kung yung answer ninyo is descriptive statistics, then you are correct. It is descriptive statistics as it simply describes and summarizes the gathered information. So, nag-describe lang siya dito. Wala tayong makikita na any prediction from this example. Okay? So, now let's have another example. A politician would like to estimate based on an opinion poll his chances of winning in the national election. Ayan, for yung clue natin dito, would like to estimate. Tapos, his chances of winning. So, this one is an example of inferential statistics. Bakit? Because it aims to make an inference or yung hinuha. Gusto niyang mag-predict kung mananalo ba siya, kung ilan yung chance niya to win the national election. That is why it is an inferential statistics. Okay? And we have the third one, about 45% of the students who are in favor of the new university policy are freshmen. Again, this is a descriptive statistic as it simply describes the given information. So, nag-state lang siya based on the gathered information. And then we have the last one, an example of inferential statistics. A college dean predicts, ayan, meron na po tayong term na predict dyan, the national passing percentage for the year's board licensure examination based on the results of the examination during the last 6 years. So, ayun po yung descriptive and inferential statistics. But in our course sa grade 7, we are just going to talk about descriptive statistics. Yung inferential statistics, mas higher na kasi yan. So, matatakal na yan during sa mga grade 10 na ninyo, okay? So, ayun po yung difference ng descriptive at saka inferential statistics. Now, lumipat naman tayo sa application of statistics in real life. Saan nga ba natin magagamit ang statistics? Saan nga ba natin nakikita? So, meron tayo ditong different discipline, different fields. We have the field of education, government, medicine and physical sciences, psychology, sociology, business, sports, and etc. At marami pa pong iba. Pero ngayon, we are just going to deal with these fields, okay? So first, we have the field of education. Statistical tools are used to get the information on enrollment, finance, facilities, grading system, and etc. So ginagamit daw po natin ang statistics sa education. For example, sa ating, ayan, itong first example natin, problems during online class. Now, we use statistics to improve the quality education. And then, dito sa statistics, ma-identify natin yung mga factors affecting the performance of the students during online classes. So, ayan po sila. Yan po ay isang example ng pagpapresent ng statistics. Doon sa part na organization and presentation, itong graph na to. And we also have here na nakatable na siya. So this is an example of enrollment na to. Oh yes, enrollment kung ilan na yung mga nag-enroll sa public, number of students sa public schools, sa private schools, and etc. Now, this one, we use statistics para makuha kung meron bang progress sa ating educational system sa ating bansa. Ayan po. And marami pang kagamitan ang statistics sa ating education. Now, let's move to the field, to the government. Statistics are gathered to guide the officials in managing the affairs of the state. So, ano nga ba itong mga affairs of the state na to? So, we have here another chart entitled Hunger Falls to 10% of Families in September 2021. So, the government can determine if may progress ba sa mga ginagawa nila na intervention to address hunger and poverty sa ating bansa. And then, we also have this one, voting preferences for president. So, ayun po, nagagamit din po natin yung statistics para malaman kung sino nga ba yung mga preferences ng mga Filipino citizens na maging next president natin. Kagaya ngayon, marami nang lumalabas sa ating mga media kung sino yung mga surveys and na kung sino yung gusto nilang maging maupo sa pwesto, ganun po. And we also have this one, yung Certificate of Live Birth natin, yung PSA. Kung nakarinig na kayo ng ganon, yung Philippine Statistics Authority na kinokollect yung PSA live birth certificate na pinapasa natin before starting the school year. So, yun po, from the moment we are born, may record na po tayo sa government na yun yung proof na we are Filipino citizens, and also magagamit din po itong mga ganitong documents sa pag-improve ng government, of course. Ayan po. Then we also have the field of medicine and physical sciences. Statistics is used to evaluate the effectiveness of newly formulated medicines, assessing patients' improvement, deciding for the appropriate dosage of drug, and etc. So through statistics, the medical practitioners, the physicists, can identify, like for example ngayon, yung etong picture na to, if yung mga vaccines ba na binibigay para labanan ang COVID-19 ay effective nga ba or not. So, nalalaman yan through the use of statistics. So, through many experiments and studies, of course, they can also come up with mga different medicines na magagamit para sa mga may sakit na pasyente. Okay, so yun po yung application ng statistics sa medicine and physical sciences. Now, under psychology, meron din po tayo, nagagamit din po ito. Psychologists are able to understand human behavior better if they are able to gather and interpret data on different tests. Ano nga ba yung mga test na to? Kung nakarinig na kayo yung mga, yung mga tests like personality test, mga aptitude test, achievement test, and more. So these are used to determine the problems of a person or to understand the human behavior better. So yun po yung kagamitan niya sa psychology. And we also have under sociology, in order to improve a society, different observations must be done. And with proper analysis and interpretation, it may result to a positive action that will benefit the people. So yun po, nagagamit din po ang statistics sa ating sociology. And we also have sa business. Statistics plays an important role in the financial transactions and marketing of new products, forecasting of business trends, controlling the quality of goods produced. Ayan po. So, ayan sa example natin, we have here sa mga ads natin sa YouTube, no? YouTube. We have this YouTube service. Which of the following brands have you heard of? So, meron tayong iba't ibang brands dito. So, ayun po yung example ng paggamit ng statistics using the platform YouTube. So, dahil dito, malalaman kung ano nga ba yung mga products na trendy, kung ano nga ba yung mga gustong-gustong bilhin ng mga tao, ganito, ganyan, para ma-improve nila ang kanilang mga products. So, ayun po. And then, we also have in the field of sports. Statistics are taken and recorded. These records help to keep track of succeeding performances. Let's take a look at an example. So, example pa natin dito is a basketball game. So, bakit nga ba sa mga basketball game, bakit may nagtatali ng scores? Bakit may naglilista ng mga violations ng mga players? Bakit natin alam na si Junmar Fajardo ang isa sa mga may pinakamaraming MVP awards na na-receive sa PBA history? That's because naka-record po yun. May statistics has it. So, nakakatulong yung statistics to identify the winner of the games based on the recorded scores and also ma-identify din yung mga kung sino yung MVP. Ganun po yung example ng application ng statistics sa field ng sports. And ayun po, ang application ng statistics hindi lamang naka-focus sa mga fields na to. Marami pa siyang kagamitan aside from these fields. So, ayun po, dapat po natin tandaan yon. Now, let's move to the brief historical development of statistics. Statistics as a discipline began with the beginning of a man's existence. In ancient times, it was used to provide information pertaining to taxes, soldiers, agricultural crops, and even to athletic endeavors. Later, it developed into an inferential science, sometimes in the 16th century, and largely dependent on the theory of probability. Then it continued to develop as a result of a diligent research made by people in various fields during the past 400 years. So, meron din po tayong mga important persons, mga key persons in the field of statistics. Meron po tayo ditong 2, 4, 6, 6 po. Marami sila pero sa ating presentation for today, we have 6. First, we have si Demir or yung sa other pronunciation, Demoivre. Okay? So, siya po ang nakadiscover sa equation of the normal distribution. Ano nga ba itong normal distribution na to? So, magagamit natin to in sa higher statistics na natin siya madidiscuss. Pero ang itsura niyan is ganito po yan. Naka-bell-shaped curve po siya. Okay? So, next key person, we also have Adolf Quetelet na nabuhay between 1796 to 1874. He is the first statistician to demonstrate that statistical techniques derived in one area of research could be applied to other areas. Ayan po. Kaya siya tinawag na the father of modern statistics, si Adolf Quetelet. And then we also have Sir Francis Galton, who lived between 1822 to 1911. He is one of the greatest contribution of statistics to social sciences. So his most notable contribution was the application of statistics to heredity and eugenics, and his discoveries of percentiles. So yung percentiles po, part din po yan siya ng statistics. And another important person, we have Carl Pearson, who lived between 1857 to 1936. Ang contribution naman ni Carl Pearson sa statistics is the theory of regression and correlation. So Pearson was responsible for evolving the present theories of sampling. So yung study po ni Carl Pearson, yung theory po niya, more on mga relationship. If there is a significant relationship between two variables sa statistics. Like for example, kung nakakaapekto ba sa pag-aaral ng isang bata ang kung gaano siya ka-late matulog or ilang oras siya mag-study, ganyan. So, yun po yung kay Carl Pearson. And we also have William S. Gossett. He developed methods for decision-making derived from smaller sets of data. And finally, we have Sir Ronald Fisher, na nabuhay between 1890 to 1962. He developed statistics for experimental designs. Now, siya din yung kilala bilang father of statistics. Kaganina, si Sir Adolph Quetelet, father of modern statistics. Now, si Sir Ronald Fisher naman, siya yung father of statistics. So, I think, ayun po, sila po yung mga important persons sa ating development sa ating statistics. Now, let's move naman sa mga different statistical terms. Ayan po, malalaman na po natin kung ano nga ba yung mga terms na ginagamit natin sa statistics. First, we have the population. This refers to a complete set of individuals, objects, places, or events under study. Complete set, sabi niya dito. So, ang example po natin dito, the total number of sari-sari stores in town. So, complete po siya. We also have the residents of a barangay. Ilang residente ba ang meron sa isang barangay? Yan po ay tinatawag natin na population dahil lahat po kabilang dyan. Okay, and we also have the dialects in the Philippines. And the students in total number of students in Davao City National High School. So, population din po yan. Okay? Then we have the sample. It is a subset of a population or a collection of some elements in the population. Subset, meaning to say, part siya ng population. For example, we have a group of 150 students chosen from different grade levels. So, hindi po lahat ng mga estudyante sa different grade levels kinuha natin sa ating study, kundi mga 150 students lamang ang napili. At dahil dyan, sila ay tinatawag na sample. We also have a handful of sugar examined from a sack of sugar. So, handful lang. Kumuha lang tayo ng handful, meaning to say, sample lang yung kinuha natin from the population. And we also have three favorite subjects of all students in Section Zinya. Kahit sinabi dito na all students, it doesn't mean na population na agad yon. Now, let's take a look again at our example. Ang tinutukoy kasi dito is the three favorite subjects. Ito po yung tinutukoy dito. Hindi po yung all students. Okay? So, sample din po siya. Okay, let's observe at this one. We have here the population. Tapos, kapag mag-sampling na tayo, makikita natin dito yung mga orange. Kukuha lang tayo ng sample natin, yung mga orange. At yun po, yun. Magiging sila po yung sample natin. Again, for this one, this is a population po lahat-lahat ng to. Pero yung colored lang na mga person, mga tao, sila lang yung ating sample. Okay? Then, we also have the census. Census is an official count of or survey of a population, typically recording various details of individuals. Ayan po. Makikita natin sa ating mga pictures yung, or kahit na-experience natin tayo sa mga bahay-bahay natin, kung kaya't meron tayong mga nagsa-census. Ayan po sila, nagtatanong po kung ilan yung mga members ng ating family, ilan yung monthly income natin, mga ganito, ganyan. At, ayun po yung nangyayari sa census. Then, aside from that, we also have the term data. Data is the information we gather about the sample or the population. Now we have two types of data, the qualitative data and the quantitative data. Qualitative data refers to the attributes or characteristics of a sample. For example, yung gender, qualitative yan. Bakit? Kasi male or female yung sagot natin dyan. We also have the color of the hair. Qualitative din yan kasi nagbibigay lang tayo ng characteristics, ng attribute ng hair. Anong color yan? Maring black, brown, and etc. We also have religion. Sinasabi natin na Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and etc. And the taste or yung lasa ng asukal, yung smell ng sunflower, ganyan. Qualitative din po yung mga tawag dyan. Okay? On the other hand, quantitative data refers to the numerical information gathered about the samples. Now, in the quantitative data, meron na tayong mga numbers dito. For example, the number of children in the family. So, ang sagot natin dito ay number, pwedeng 5, pwedeng 7, depending on gaano kalaki yung family. We also have age. Ayan, and weight of the guavas and number of students in a particular school. So, these are all quantitative data since we are talking about the numerical information. Okay. Ayan po. We have here a chart. Ayan po yung data natin is divided into qualitative and quantitative data. Now, under quantitative data, we also have two types, the discrete data and the continuous data. Two types of quantitative data. We have the discrete data first, are values of the variables obtained through the process of counting. It can only have specific values. Example, the number of students in a class, the number of students in a, the number of students in a class, and the number of ASEAN countries. First, the number of students in a class. Bakit natin sinasabi na discrete? Dahil this is a result of counting. Nabibilang natin kung ilan yung number ng mga estudyante sa ating klase. It can only have specific values, meaning to say, sa discrete data, we are just talking about counting numbers or yung mga whole numbers lang. So, hindi naman natin masasabi na yung number of students natin in a class is 2.5, mga ganyan. Hindi pwedeng may decimal. Okay, so another thing, the number of ASEAN countries, hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na we have 10 and a half, ganito, ganyan. Since ASEAN countries, we have 10 yata. Philippines, Cambodia, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Thailand, Singapore, Laos, and Vietnam. So, yun po yung mga ASEAN countries natin, mga members ng Association of Southeast Asian Nations. So, again, it is a result of counting po yung discrete data natin. While the continuous data are the values of the variables obtained through the process of measuring or weighing. It can take on any value in an interval. Meaning to say again, kapag continuous, pwede na siyang fraction form or naka-decimal form. For example, we have the time. We have, for example, we have 2 hours and 30 minutes, mga 2.5 hours, ganyan. Yung weight natin, pwede siyang 49.7 kilograms. So, pwede po siyang whole number at pwede din po siyang may decimal point. We also have the height and the temperature. So, ayan po sila yung mga examples. Again, when we are talking about discrete data, these are the results of counting. Tapos sa continuous data naman, results of measuring or weighing. Kung kaya't sa discrete data, whole numbers lang siya. Tapos sa continuous data, pwede nang may decimal or fraction form. Okay, let us try. A student was asked to accomplish his or her personal data prior to his or her admission to a certain school. Determine whether the following information can be classified as qualitative data or quantitative data. If quantitative, identify if it is discrete or continuous data. We have here the gender, the age, the number of family members, the final grade in a previous grade level, and the type of school. So, ayan po, you can pause this video para sagutan itong part na to. Okay, so let us answer. First, we have the gender. Is it a qualitative or quantitative? Now, kung yung answer mo is qualitative data, then you are correct. Since again, qualitative data dahil maaaring ang sagot natin dito is either male or female. Okay? How about the age? Ayan. It is quantitative data. Anong klase siya ng quantitative data? Is it discrete or continuous? Kung yung answer mo ay continuous, then you are correct. Dahil pwedeng yung age natin, pwedeng 11 years and 11 and a half years, ganyan, or 11 years and 6 months, ganyan po. So, pwede po siyang may fraction or decimal yung age natin. And sa number of family members, it is a quantitative data since we are talking about numbers again. And it is a discrete. Bakit, ma'am? Bakit po discrete? Dahil sa number of family members, hindi naman natin siya masasabi na meron bang kalahating tao? Hindi naman natin siya masasabing 7.5 yung number of family members natin. So again, dapat whole number lang siya when we are talking about discrete. So, ayan po. And we also have the final grade in the previous grade level. It is still quantitative data and for this time, it is a continuous data. Dahil kapag sa when we are talking about grades na, meron siya mga decimal. Lalong-lalo na sa mga, for example, sa mga nakabelong sa cream of the crop, kung saan decimal points lang yung mga pagitan nila. Kaya importante po yung mga decimals sa ating mga final grades. And we also have the type of school. Ano kaya to? Kung yung answer mo ay qualitative data, then you are correct. Now, bakit po? Dahil pwede po yung type of school niya is a public school or a private school. Yun po yung mga maaaring sagot doon. Okay? I hope na naintindihan na natin yung about sa quantitative and qualitative data. And of course, the discrete and continuous data. Now, let's move naman to the levels of measurement. We have here 4 levels. We have the first, nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. When we are talking about nominal, it is a qualitative variable that categorizes, describes, or names an element of a population. For example, we have the gender. Again, qualitative to dahil yung sagot natin maaring male or female. We also have political party and ID number and cell phone number. So, ayun. Meron tayo ditong example na ID number and cell phone number. Ma'am, bakit yung sabi natin kanina, it is a qualitative variable, pero bakit may number dito? So, ang gamit po ng mga numbers na to is only to categorize, is only to describe and to name a certain person maybe or something like that. So, yun po yung nominal natin. Yung numbers po dito ay wala po siyang value. Instead, ginagamit lang siya to categorize, just like what I've said. Okay. And the next one, we have the ordinal. Ordinal is a qualitative data that incorporates an ordered position or ranking. But differences between data cannot be determined and are or meaningless. So yung clue naman natin dito sa ordinal is meron siyang order or ranking. For example, yung educational level natin. Pwedeng yung mga sagot dito, elementary, high school, and college. And also, we have output performance, which, for example, needs improvement, good, very good, and excellent. Now, we also have sa mga rank sa contest. Another example, sa mga rank sa contest. Pwede siyang sabihin first, second, third. Ayan po. Though gumagamit siya ng number, sa ordinal, this is only to rank, no? So, ayun po. However, it is still part of a qualitative data. The third one, we have the interval. Now, for this one, it is already a quantitative measurement scale where there is order and the difference between the two variables in meaningful and equal. Interval. It has no inherent natural zero starting point, where zero does not mean none of the quantity is present. For example, yung temperature in Baguio City. So, 0 degrees Celsius does not mean the absence of temperature. Hindi natin siya matatawag na dahil 0 degrees Celsius ay wala ng temperature. Kundi, kapag tinatawag na 0 degrees Celsius ay sobrang napakalamig na siya. Ganyan po yung sa interval natin. And makikita natin ang difference niya sa next one, which is ratio. Ratio. Values can be categorized, ordered, have equal intervals. Ayan po. So, yung ratio, meron na siya yung characteristics ni nominal, ni ordinal, and the interval. And also, and take on an inherent zero starting points, where zero indicates that none of the quantity is present. Now, kanina sa ating interval, ayan po. Yung interval, yung zero natin ay does not mean na none of the quantity is present. Habang sa ratio naman, kapag sinasabi na natin na zero, meaning to say wala. None of the quantity is present. It indicates that none of the quantity is present. For example, the amount of money received. So, zero means no money. Wala kang money na na-receive. Another example, sa weight in kilograms, for example. Kapag 0 kilograms, sinasabi dyan, ang example natin, meaning to say, wala siyang kilo. Ganun po yon, yung ratio. Ayan po, here's a chart. We have the types of data, qualitative or categorical, and quantitative. Under qualitative, nade-divide siya sa two, nominal and ordinal, and sa quantitative naman is interval and ratio. Okay? Let us try again to answer this one. Identify the level of measurement for each of the following data. We have the blood type of the patient, intelligence quotient, tax identification number, student's academic rank, average daily sales, FM radio station, memory capacity of your phone. Again, you can pause this video to answer this part. Okay, so let us answer. First, the blood type of a patient. Ito po ay nominal. Ma'am, bakit po nominal? Dahil yung answer po natin sa blood type ng patient, pwedeng type A, B, AB, or O. So, nagkakategorize lamang tayo dito. Okay? So, now, Sa intelligence quotient naman, yung interval. This one is interval. Bakit po? Dahil yung 0, ito po yung example natin, yung kapag sinabing 0 yung intelligence quotient, that doesn't mean na wala kang alam or napaka, what's the term? Napakababa masyado yung ating yung ating intelligence quotient. Meron pa rin siyang intelligence, however, ayun nga po, napakababa lang. Okay? And then we also have the tax identification number. Now this one is nominal. Dahil it is used again to categorize, to describe. So, yung tax identification number is given. So, iba-iba po yung TIN ng iba't ibang tao. So, may sari-sarili po tayong mga tax identification numbers. Okay? So, next one, we have the student's academic rank. Now, meron na tayong clue dito. It is an ordinal. Ayan po. Dahil meron po tayong order. Like for example, with highest honors, yung mga may grade ng 98 to 100. With high honors, yung 95 to 97. And with honors naman is yung 90 to 94. So, meron po tayong order dito. Starting from with honors hanggang sa with highest honors. And for the average daily sales naman, this is a ratio. Bakit po ratio? Dahil pwedeng yung 0 natin dito, ang ibig sabihin pwedeng wala. Wala kang average daily sales. Wala kang sales ngayong araw na to, ganyan po. Wala kang nabenta ngayon. Ganun po yung ibig sabihin nun. And we also have the FM radio station. Now, this one is again, a nominal. Dahil nga, it is only used to categorize, to name. Like for example, yung Wish 1075 na tinatawag natin. So, ginagamit naman siya to name, no? That is why it is a nominal. And for the memory capacity of your phone naman is ratio. So, bakit ratio? Pwedeng yung 0 mo, yung kapag sinabing 0 na yung memory capacity ng yung phone, ibig sabihin, hindi na siya pwedeng malagyan pa ng mga apps. 0 na. Wala na siyang space. Ganyan. So, yun po. I think that's it for the levels of measurement. I hope you understand this part. Okay, so now let's move to the next one. And this is the final one, the data collection methods. First, we have the survey. So, under survey, meron din po siyang 2 types, the interview and the interview muna tayo. It is a direct method of gathering data because this is done when a person requires a face-to-face inquiry from another person. Interview, like for example, kanina, ito po yung interview natin. Meron po tayong nagaganap na face-to-face interaction. Meron po tayong nagaganap na, or pwede rin naman siyang virtual, so long as, merong dalawang person na nag-uusap, isang interviewer, tapos interviewee. Then, we also have the questionnaire. Questionnaire is an indirect. Kung yung interview is direct, yung questionnaire naman is indirect of gathering data because this makes use of questionnaires to be answered by respondents. Now, yung questionnaire po, ginagamit natin for a wider range of respondents. Kung marami po yung kailangan natin na respondents or yung participants ng ating study. Gumagamit po tayo ng questionnaire. Ayan po. Yung mga pinapa-answeran sa atin ng mga checklist, mga ganyan, mga forms. Yan po example ng questionnaire. Then we also have observation of outcome of events. This method makes use of the different human senses in gathering information. Now, sa observation po na part, you are just, you're just observing. your participants. Hindi ka nag-survey, hindi ka nag-aas ng questions sa kanila. All you have to do is to look, to observe kung ano nga ba yung behavior ng iyong respondents. Okay, so ayan po. Like for example, sa mga ginagawa ng mga doctors. Okay, for a while. We also have the third one is the experiment. This method is usually conducted in laboratories where specimens are subjected to some aspects of control to find out cause and effect relationship. Ayan po, sa experiment naman po na part, meron po tayong mga nagagawa dito mga different procedures, mga hypothesis testing, and the like. So, yun po, nakaka-gather po tayo ng mga data based on experiments. And finally, we have the publication. This is where secondary data are gathered, like newspapers, journals, books, encyclopedia, magazines, or theses of other researchers, and etc. So, yun din po sa publication. Ayan po. Nakaka-gather tayo ng data based sa mga pag-open natin sa mga books, sa mga journals, mga encyclopedia, and other researches. Yun po, yung publication. Ayan, so yun po yung 4 na method of data collection natin. Now, let's try again. Again, you can pause this video to answer this part. Oops. Identify the most appropriate method of collecting data to be used in each of the following research topic or situations, right? Survey, observation, experiment, or publication. Now, the first one, the effectiveness of Filipino as a medium of instruction in teaching mathematics. Ano kaya yung pinaka-appropriate na method to gather the information of the effectiveness? So, ang tamang sagot po dito ay survey. So, magsusurvey po tayo, either mag-interview sa mga mathematics students or kung kaya gamit tayo ng questionnaires to gather information. Now, we also have the changes in the behavior of drug dependents. Ano kaya dito? Changes in behavior. Now, we are now talking about observation. So, pwede tayong makagather ng data based only on observing sa mga behavior ng ating mga drug dependents. Third, the physical and behavioral changes in a guinea pig subjected to a new medicine for SARS. This one is an example of the most appropriate method for this one is through experiment. So, ayan po, para mag-experiment po tayo para experiment para makita kung ano nga ba yung changes sa changes when nabigyan na siya ng new medicine for SARS. And also, we have Ben uses previous studies in gathering data about effectiveness of teaching strategies. Now, for this one, it is publication dahil ang ginamit niya is previous studies or the studies of other researchers. And I think that's it. So, yun po yung mga yun po yung about sa ating introduction to statistics. Now, thank you for watching and I hope you've learned something from our video. Now, to my grade 7 students, please answer the evaluation and the application. Okay? And thank you for this day and goodbye.